Hello, hello, my wonderful peeps. Welcome back to Ask Coach V. One more episode. So good to see you, Coach Ivon.
Hey, Coach, and hey, everybody. It's going to be a good one today. For those of you guys that know, this is the series where we show up and I take questions that I found that real estate agents are asking out in the world, whether I find them on social media, on the internet, I hear people say them in person, and I bring them to Coach V and ask her, and we have a nice conversation about them. And it's a great way for us to talk about a whole bunch of different subjects in real estate and get the take of someone who's been there, who's done that, and is now helping so many agents all over the country to do that. So I got some great questions for today, and I think you're going to enjoy it, Coach.
I'm excited. It's always a great surprise to see where you're coming from, the great things you bring to me, so we can bring some great strategies for our wonderful people. So I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So I got two today. They're a little different, each from the other, but I think they're both, something that you're going to have a lot of fun talking about. So let's start with the first one. This first one, I think the question is a little simplistic, but I think that what it'll do is that it'll open up a good conversation starter for us to talk about this subject. So the question, I saw this posted somewhere and I just copied it word for word. And it was like this: what's the best lead source? Please only comment if you're a top producer. That's what the agent put in the real estate agent group that I was looking. And I thought, you know what? That's such a good conversation starter, because I think Coach V could talk about lead sources for a long time. So what do you think, Coach V? If you look at this question, what would you respond to this agent with? What's the best lead source? Top producers only.
Oh my gosh, I love the question, Coach Ivon, because actually it's something we all should know really well. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's super important. So let's go right to the point. I don't care the other ones. And you should have 5 to 7. We always teach, right? 5 to 7. Of course, you can have more. Some of our top producers, amazing people, have even 10. But the most important of them all, the number one, always, what it is, Coach Ivon?
Your database.
Your database. Your database. Because your database is your book of business. It's what you sell when you exit the business or sell the business. It's your best clients, is your past clients, field of influence, your vendors, people that know you already, that loves you already, right, Coach Ivon?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what this question really made me think about is that, we tell our clients all the time, look, your database is your most important lead source. We also talk about other lead sources and making sure you have active lead sources and systems in place for them. And I think that because people think the database is like, oh, that's just the database, like that's separate, right? People don't think of it in the same way that they think of other lead sources. They don't think that they need to have like a plan, an active way that they're going after their database to make it generate business. Right. They feel like it's just a bunch of numbers and emails they have saved that they wait to come in, right?
Yeah, and it's a very big problem, because many times they're not aware of the benefits. They don't know the importance. And the worst thing that can happen, people take for granted. Oh, this is my CRM, my database, my CRM, the people that I know, my past client, and they believe, big mistake, that those people should always do business with them, that they own it. Remember the story? Let me give an example. One of my clients in Arizona, she came to me about crying because one of her past clients, semi-friend, didn't list with her. But you see, she had the opportunity. She actually went to the listing presentation, Coach Ivon, but because she felt, well, my past client, she's kind of a friend. She told me she just started. She's not in a hurry. She went over there, not really fully prepared, Coach, and she didn't do her beautiful presentation. She cut the corner. She just kind of casual.
Yeah, had a conversation with her, expecting to get the business.
She thought, first of all, she thought, it's my past client, it's mine, right? It's in the bag. Don't ever assume that. Second, and I can appreciate that, the people said we just started. So don't ever listen to that. Don't listen to, we just started. Your middle name is ready, right, Coach? You got to be ready. So the result is she did a kind of half-assed presentation because my friends, they love me, they like me, and also they just started. 3 days later, Coach, 3 days later, they listed with somebody else.
Ouch.
She was broken heart. So I said, darling, this is going to make you money. You never do that again. Your best friend, your Aunt Mary, you do your presentation Academy Awards, the best one. Never so many things. Yeah, your database is the most important one. It's easier. They already know you. They already like you. They're going to give you repeat and refer. You have to have a systematic approach.
And every other lead source that you do can serve to feed your database, right? I mean, you start doing online leads, you start doing open houses, you start doing your farm and door knocking and all this stuff. I mean, as you build those connections, that goes right back into your database and you maintain it. So yeah, I think the issue here, and when I see a question like that, it's almost like people want to know, what's the best lead source besides my database? And people forget that they need to, do an active deep dive in their database and make sure that they're getting the most out of that, because you can have as many lead sources as you want. And as long as you have a system in place for them and you're doing them well, but you can't neglect the database.
I love it. Another example to get you guys inspired and excited. One of my clients, she came to me. She actually was working with another coach. She was ready to quit. She was burned out. She didn't want to do it anymore. It was not fun anymore. So the other coach said, hey, I have this great client. Would you take her? Because I know you're so good in mindset and pivot. And I tried everything. She just burned out. She has no energy. She's ready to quit. I said, send her to me. Immediately, we start working on her mindset, Coach Ivon, and I start figuring out what she needed. So we pivot, and I say, hey, let's have fun with this. Tell me about your database. Tell me about your CRM. Let's have fun. You need some joy in this business, darling. You need to put some energy in this business. We start pivoting, Yvonne. She went right back into the game. Her husband sent me a DM on Facebook. Whatever you're doing with my wife, to my wife, do it some more. She seems like a new agent. And then she started having joy in the business. She started getting 1, 2 come list me per week back again. I helped her to go to 38% return on investment for the database. So her husband, the team, selling 200 homes per year, and 38% coming from the database. Can you imagine that kind of business, Coach?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I had that 2, 3 come list me per week. And then, of course, it's easy to have fun when the business is flowing, it's coming to you and you are having fun. So yeah, she did a good job, Lisa, fantastic job. And she went right back to energy, taking time off, going to her vacation home. And that's, if you guys, having a little bit of a burnout and feeling down, work in your database. Those people already love you. They're easier, I love this. So I'm going on here like crazy, Coach, because it's such a great subject for me. I was the queen of my database and I love that.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. And I urge everyone to, if you have any thoughts in your head about they don't want to hear from me, or they know me from high school, or I don't know, I'm new in the city, or I haven't talked to them that way. You got to get over that stuff. You got to start talking to your database. You got to start touching them. You got to put a plan together to really make it work for you.
Yeah,
because if you don't, you're leaving so much on the table.
Oh my gosh. Let me give you another quick example here to get you guys really going. Right now, my clients, one-on-ones and VIPs, they are doing step number 5 of our proven system, Coach. The step number 5, having 2+ events per year. A lot of them are throwing great parties. They're going to throw great parties right now in the end of May, the end of June, the mid of July, because you got to do this. You wine and dine those people. Every time you do this and you just have fun, don't even ask for business, you see referrals coming in, repeat business coming in, because everybody wants to be around you when you give them a great time. Isn't it true?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. I think we really handled that one. Best lead source, if you want to put it simply, database. Your database always has to be your number one. Now, look, other lead sources, I think this is a topic for a whole nother call, because we could talk about this for a long time, but every lead source is as good as your skills are with that lead source, right? So if you're going to do online leads, but you don't know how to convert people on the phone or convert those online leads to appointments or present well and then get the signature, then it's a bad lead source. If you're going to do open houses and you just show up and you're a host and you don't generate business, then it's a bad lead source, right? So as you think about the lead sources, think about what you can do to do them well and do them effectively. But at the end of the day, huge focus on your database.
Exactly. As you book a business, is what you sell later. It's the easiest. They already love you, like you. And it's always easier to keep a client than get a new one. It's always easier to keep a client than get a new one. Plus, also, the other thing, guys and girls, remember, your database going to your CRM, and your CRM has everybody, right? So you do the system that we teach you guys super cool. You do it to the whole CIM. Of course, the only bucket you remove when you do your system is the bucket of agents. Yeah, you don't want to send your mailers, your emails, your invitation for party for the agents because, it doesn't make sense. But again, be smart, be wise, be specific.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go to our second question. So you started to say something while answering the first question that I thought might even lead us right to the second one, but I'll go ahead and ask it. So this is something I see all the time. I see people making comments about it. I see people telling stories about it. I see people crying about it. Oh. And so I wanted to kind of put it into one question that kind of takes some of these things, because I even saw this week, someone was sharing a story about this and they were really devastated. And so here's the question. How do you deal with family members or friends doing business with someone else? And that's what I said. You started to tell the story about your past client that went and talked to someone and they went with someone else. And so it kind of leads to what we're talking about now. But basically, how do you deal with that? And then how do you stop that? Like when you're walking through your day and you find out that your uncle sold his house with someone.
Yeah. Well, great question. And it's a horrible feeling, right? When you lost an opportunity. And by the way, you lost an opportunity. You didn't lose the listing. We don't lose what we don't have. You never got the listing. You never got the sale in the first place. So let's make sure we have the right wording so you feel better. And don't say, I'm devastated. My Uncle Joe went somebody listed, I lost a listing. Yeah, I lost an opportunity. And now let's figure out why Uncle Joe went someplace else. So right away, I recommend you do a debrief. Did Uncle Joe ever knew me as a top real estate agent, as a top listing agent, I should say? Did Uncle Joe ever knew that I had the marketing, the exposure, the knowledge, the expertise to help him? Did I ever change the hats from nephew to top professional?
Right. Did you ever talk to him in a business context?
Did I ever show up on the social media as someone knowledgeable in selling homes? The other thing is, did you ever ask nicely to the business for the business? You see, you gotta nicely ask elegantly your people, otherwise they don't know you want the business. And also remember, sometimes they might think you only do condos or maybe houses, you don't do duplex, or maybe you only help with buyers, you don't do listings. You see, people don't know unless we educate them, train them, teach them, and elegantly share them, what we have. I remember one time a client came to me crying that her neighbor listed somebody else. And she said, I helped this lady so long, for so many months. She said, I know the lady, I helped her. I said, darling, did you ever talk real estate? And I say, hey, when the time's right, did you know that I can help you? Whatever you need did you ever change the hats from friend and neighbor to the top real estate agent in town? She said, no. I said, yeah, so how are they going to know? When the time's to buy and sell and they're talking to the family said, oh, my friend is in the business, and they go in the business. They don't remember you. It's our job, Coach Ivon, to create a top of the mind view.
Stay top of mind, right?
And create, now also to create that, not only stay top of the mind, but create that vision that, hey, real estate, Ivon Martin, real estate, Mary's Joe, right? So again, if you don't create the perception that you are the top listing agent or one of the best listing agents, how are they going to even think about you? And sometimes people get crazy though, by the way. I had, you can do the best of the best of your system. You can give them all the love, but sometimes people get impulsive. I remember Carol. One more quick story, Coach. Can I say one more quick story?
Yeah, go for it.
Carol, one of my clients, she bought and sold homes with me. Super expressive, super excitable lady, wonderful lady. One time, I was calling her and calling through my follow-up on my database, right? Calling my clients once a quarter. And she said, Vanda, I have a confession. I said, what happened? She said, I went out on an open house and I went to see this house in Lodi. I fell in love with the house. I was so excited. And the agent said, if you don't make an offer today, it's going to be gone because people going. I was so excited. At the moment, I didn't even think about you. I wrote an offer with the lady. I'm so sorry. She was apologizing that she wrote an offer with the lady. I said, darling, I understand. Did you already got accepted? She said, we did. I said, okay, great. No problem. I'll help you to sell your home. And it's okay. So you know what? I said, thank you for being honest with me. Tell her I'll help her. I'll help you to sell your home. And I said in a funny way, I said, don't do it anymore, Carol. You know what? Take care of you. You can trust me. So we kept the relationship well, Coach Ivon. Guess what? 2, 3 years later, I sold their home and other homes. So again, don't be bummed out. Don't treat them bad. Go find out. Go call your friend.
Well, and that just shows the importance of showing up consistently, even with your friends and family, because look, the moment that they need something, they're going to go with whatever's in front of them, whatever's close to them, whatever's convenient. You know, the card that they got at the open house that they just walked past, or the first thing that they saw, the number they saw when they were looking at a house on Zillow or something, right? Yeah. So the more opportunities that you show up as that, you know, real estate agent, professional, with your friends, with your family, the more times that you call and check in and say, hey, let's talk business, and you connect with them on that level, it's more chances for you to hit that right time, right place and help
so
them.
True what you're saying, Coach. So true, because that's why one call per year for your database is not enough, or two. That's why you got to send emails weekly. You got to talk to them. You got to be on social media, because they are bombarded by everybody else. Your database is not yours. Your lead is talking to 10 people. If you're not top of the mind, if you don't create that relationship so strong, so much trust, they can say, you know what, I love you, or I love what you said, I appreciate you. Let me call my realtor because, you know, she's the bomb. She takes care of me. So you got to create so much trust, so much connection, so much relationship that they won't go anywhere. But again, sometimes you have the expressive ones that they get so excited, they get someone else who kind of dazzle them a little bit, they might fall to the dark side.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of like it's kind of a two-part thing, right? Like right away, how do you deal with it, or how do you stop it from happening? You got to take some responsibility for showing up strong as a real estate agent and business professional with your friends and family.
And
right?
Consistently, strong
exactly,
and consistently.
Because with your, you know, your drinking buddies that you go out for happy hour, maybe they don't see you as the trusted person they're going to trust one of their biggest investments with, because that's not the way you show up to them in those times, right? So you got to make sure you're showing up in the other way so they can know, okay, when it comes down to business, I can help you. And I think maybe another big thing, Coach V, that you said, and I just want to repeat, is guys, ask for business. Yeah. You got to ask for business, right? You got to close. You got to tell them, hey, when the time's right, I can help you. Or, hey, if you're moving, I can help you right now. Let's do it. So people don't ask. They expect people to just come to them, and it doesn't work that way.
Exactly. You got to change the heads and be, you know what, two things. Number one, you got to do how's the market video, and where you talk about what's going on for the buyer side and the seller side right now, send to your database, put on social media, because now people see, oh, she's knowledgeable, she knows her stuff, she's insightful, she's reliable, she is strong, I can counter her. And even if you have competition, but you are on the game, if they're going to interview 3 people, you are part of the 3. But if you don't ever show up as the top listing agent, as the amazing buyer's agent, why should they even put you in the game to try to play? You got to be on top of the mind. You got to come show up strong. Now, the other thing is the consistent approach. You got to be doing this consistently, very, very, very consistent, because they have a lot of choices, and they are being enticed by email, mailers, social media from many, many top producers. So you can't be just good or great. You got to be excellent, and I'll say outstanding to Jedi Master, right, Coach?
Yeah, and you can't take it for granted, right? You can't just say, oh, because they're my friend, because they're my relative, because they are someone I worked with in the past, they're going to come back. You got to go out of your way to make sure that you're maintaining that, which really kind of takes us full circle with your database, right? And making sure that you're taking care of your database as such an important lead source. So, Coach V, I think we really answered those questions nicely. How do you want to close us out? Do you have any last closing comment you want to share with everyone?
I love it. You know, we love real estate, Coach. Real estate is a conversation, a connection, is a relationship, is building this beautiful a tribe, you know, so people can follow you, so you have a lot of credibility, authority. Now, we love people, we help people, but we are running a business. if you don't have a systematic approach for everything, okay, this is how I do my business. I have 7 lead sources. Each lead source has a system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. And then I apply them every quarter, every month, every week. So you have, and here's the stuff I need. Here's my tools. And you track and measure your numbers, what's not working. You improve, you tweak. I mean, I'm telling you guys, hey, we teach a lot of mindset. We teach a lot of skills. But if you don't have systems in place, step-by-step checklist, how to do something, you can't scale up. Also, the other thing is if you don't have the right people. So all of you guys, if you are one agent, you need someone to help you with your paperwork. If you are a team already, you need to always be recruiting. So again, invest your time and your energy in your thinking. What do I need to do next? What is my next step? How can I improve this? Keep looking at your business, improve your skills, your mindset, but keep improving your business by doing the things you need to do every day to grow. Right, Coach?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And if you guys like this conversation and you like this video and you got some value from it, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it when we do the next one, and share this with someone that can get some benefit out of it. There's a lot of agents out there that I think could really hear what we're talking about today. We're always sharing some gold in here. So share this with someone you care about, right, Coach V?
Yes, please come here because we'll give you lots of gold strategies, insights, trends, techniques, and tactics all the time. We love what we do, don't we, Coach?
Absolutely.
Love it. So thank you for coming over. Share this again. Subscribe here for our channel. And I will see you next time. And go sell a lot of homes. Help a lot of people. Thank you. Ciao.
Bye, everyone. See you on the next one.
Ciao, Coach.
Bye.